The Attorney General's office in New York now wants to investigate the Trump Organization. The Manhattan District Attorney wants to investigate the Trump Organization. You don't think this is coordinated? This is from The Hill. Prosecutors in Manhattan are reportedly considering pushing for criminal charges against the Trump Organization and two top company officials over a hush money payment linked to former longtime Trump lawyer Michael Cohen. See where this is going? Local prosecutors, state prosecutors, federal prosecutors. The New York Times has reported that the Manhattan District Attorney's Office is considering charges over the company's accounting of Cohen's payment to adult film actress Stormy Daniels' porno. The officials stressed the review of the matter is in its earliest stages and no decision has been made in pursuing charges. So the different levels of prosecutors are working with each other. Now, the Manhattan DA is a left-wing Democrat. The Attorney General, they're having a race, I believe, but in New York is a left-wing Democrat. Whatever happened to the Clinton Foundation? Remember all their failed and tax filings, how they concealed contributions? Does anybody remember a local, state, or federal criminal investigation into them? Of course not. And in the Hillary Clinton investigation, immunity was given to protect witnesses against Hillary Clinton. Remember? Investigation, state, local, federal, would primarily focus on how the Trump Organization reimbursed Cohen after he arranged the hush money payment of $130,000 to Daniels shortly before the 2016 election. The inflammatory language, hush money, it is a non-disclosure agreement. And what's interesting to me here is these women apparently violated these agreements. And at least one of them threatened Trump. You know, it's called blackmail. But nobody talks about it but me. Cohen, President Trump's former lawyer and fixer. How come Lanny Davis isn't called a fixer? His entire career, he's had his head up either Bill or Hillary's butts. And that's pretty big. And he's a fixer, a lobbyist. And he did another fixer job here with Cohen in order to try and get Trump. So look at how the media use line. This is Justin Wise, who is not, over at The Hill. So Cohen is a fixer. And, of course, Lanny Davis is a professional, a lawyer. He's a man of good standing. Anyway, Cohen, President Trump's former lawyer and fixer, pleaded guilty earlier this week to bank and tax fraud as well as campaign finance violations related to his payment to Daniels and a former Playboy model who alleged to have had affairs with Trump in 2006. And the Times reported that the Trump Organization filed its reimbursement to Cohen for the Daniels payment as a legal expense. It is a legal expense. It's a non-disclosure agreement. Federal prosecutors have also claimed that the reimbursements came in the form of sham legal invoices. Cohen told a judge this week that the payment was made with the intent of buying Daniels' silence. Of course, that's what a national non-disclosure agreement's about, buying somebody's silence. Many of you who are employed and you have contracts, go ahead and check your non-disclosure section. Many of you who've left a job, left government, whatever, you're forced to file a non-disclosure agreement. If I could get this little patsy, this deputy tough guy U.S. attorney on my program, I'd ask him if his office has ever had non-disclosure agreements. Hush money, hush money. The Times noted that such charges would be potentially significant due to the fact that a possible probe would be run by the state of New York, and Trump has no power to pardon people or corporate entities convicted of state crimes. And that's true, which is why they're doing it. This is a political attack on the candidate, on the office of the presidency. And I want the district attorney of Manhattan, I want the attorney general of New York, and I want the deputy United States attorney to understand something. You have now unleashed powers powers that were only used by the likes of the old Soviet Union. You've now unleashed powers within our politics. We're Republican district attorneys. We're Republican attorneys general. We're Republican United States attorneys. We'll now target Democrat candidates and Democrat politicians, including Democrat presidents. You have just taken this to a level that you don't even comprehend. And what you've done is you've damaged the republic. A longtime chief financial officer of the Trump Organization receiving immunity from federal prosecutor could be a momentous turn of events for President Trump, according to biographer Tim O'Brien. What the hell does biographer Tim O'Brien know about anything? O'Brien, who penned the nonfiction Trump Nation in 2005, wrote in Bloomberg News on Friday that Alan Weisselberg's immunity in the investigation into former Trump attorney Michael Cohen could unearth a great deal about the president's past financial dealings. And that's the intent. If you're a wealthy person and a Republican and you win the presidency, look what they do to you. Look what they've done. I hope you all have a good, strong feel for this, because this is really, truly outrageous. It's an abomination. The piling up of these legal offices, these prosecutors against a president. He didn't violate campaign laws. Even if he did, which he did not, these are civil matters, not typically criminal matters. But he didn't. He can pay for it out of his pocket. He can pay for it out of his organization. Oh, well, then we need to check that out, say the Democrat prosecutor. Oh, now we need to really look. And did he account for it on his taxes? Now we need 25 years of his taxes to tell. Oh, yeah, we got this one figured out. Absolutely appalling. The Manhattan District Attorney, the New York Attorney General, the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District that's furious with Trump for pardoning Dinesh D'Souza, among other things, working together and no doubt coordinating with Mueller. Now, should Mueller, stay with me because we're taking it all on, should Mueller really overstep his bounds and subpoena the President of the United States for testimony, even though a president cannot be indicted, for the purpose of creating a crime in his firing of Comey and others? I think as a result of what the U.S. Attorney's Office has done in the Southern District, as a result of what's going on in the Attorney General's office in New York, the District Attorney's Office in Manhattan, an extraordinarily strong case can now be made all the way to the Supreme Court about what's taking place in this country and how we have a local government, a state government, and now a U.S. Attorney's Office, not to mention a special counsel's office, making it virtually impossible for a president to focus fully and effectively on his job. And that these are, in fact, Lilliputians, miscreants, nobodies who are trying to take down the president in order to reverse the course of the election. If anybody was somehow deluded to what's taking place here, your eyes should now be wide open. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin.